Hello, I'm Quinn Fowler.
And I'm Ariana Zylstra.
And Ariana and I are both youth advocates of Calaveras Public Health. We've been working with Calaveras Public Health for 2 years now on an issue that has been facing our community.
We met with people who live and work in Calaveras because we shared a concern, and now we're bringing this concern to you.
We want to talk to you today about how we can make sure that people in our community can live easy, breathe healthy, and be healthy, no matter where they live.
Calaveras is a close community, and we come together in a time of need.
That's right, Ariana. And we share lots of places like our parks, our community events, and even our living spaces like apartment complexes.
But sometimes what we share is not so healthy. We're talking about secondhand smoke. People who live in apartments share walls and end up sharing toxic secondhand smoke.
If you're in your first apartment, or you're pregnant, you're a child, or you're an elderly person, if you share walls with a smoker, you're sharing their smoke as well.
Even if you really like your neighbors, their secondhand smoke can harm your health. Secondhand smoke drifts through the ventilation systems, plumbing, windows, and doors.
And not everyone can pack up and move if the smoke bothers them.
And even if you did, there's no guarantee that in your new apartment there wouldn't be a smoker nearby.
Secondhand smoke harms everyone. It can worsen existing health problems such as asthma and heart conditions, and it can even cause cancer.
Secondhand smoke can cause problems like ear infections for children or increase the risk of SIDS, or sudden infant death syndrome, in new babies. Secondhand smoke is a community problem, but together we can make sure everyone can live happy and healthy in their smoke-free apartments.
So please, call Calaveras Public Health Services today and see what you can do at 754-6460.
Share walls, not smoke.
Hello, I'm Quinn Fowler. I'm a youth advocate of Calaveras Public Health, and I'm here today with two tenants that live in Calaveras, Jennifer and a tenant who wishes to remain anonymous. So today we will be talking about the topic of secondhand smoke in multi-unit housing. So could you start off by telling me your experience with secondhand smoke in your home?
Yeah, you can't get away from it. You go outside your door, you're bombarded with it because it's in the breezeway, and then you come home, it's the same thing. And when you're inside your house, it still gets in there through the air conditioner and the windows if they're cracked. So you can't leave your windows open. And when you're walking down the sidewalks, there's no, people are smoking.
And sidewalks here, you mean on your
sidewalks here on the property.
your apartment, on your complex.
And I totally agree. Even if I have my apartment totally closed up, it gets in through the vents or
Plumbing.
the plumbing, definitely,
Walls.
because I don't have a window or anything in my bathroom, but I have tons of smoke in there, cigarette smoke.
Okay, so you personally, how does secondhand smoke affect your health?
Well, I have asthma, and I use my inhaler, but it doesn't help because there's so much smoke that I'm around.
So for you, how does secondhand smoke affect your health?
Very badly, because I've had triple bypass heart surgery because of cigarettes. Because I used to smoke years ago. It's been 14 years now that I haven't. And I can't get away from secondhand smoke. I know it's affecting me, my life.
So
I'd
it's
probably
basically
be one
like
of the
smoking again.
Yeah, I would probably be one of the statistics of 600,000 that die every year from secondhand smoke. But hopefully not.
So Jennifer, who is this?
This is Blossom, my service dog.
Really? A service dog? Okay, so you rely on her.
Yes, she's very important to my welfare, and so I know if the smoke's bothering me, it's bothering my animal.
Definitely. And if she's unhealthy, you're unhealthy.
Right.
So what do you think is the best way to protect Calaveras tenants from secondhand smoke in apartments?
Limit the places where they can smoke, where it don't bother people. And like my neighbor she was telling me she's a smoker, and her husband was smoking in the house, and their little girl was sick and coughing all night long, all the time, because she has bad asthma, and she would get no sleep, and the parents wouldn't get no sleep, so they decided to stop. Well, they figured out was stop smoking inside the house. And soon, when they stopped smoking inside the house, the little girl got a whole bunch better. that don't realize that even standing out in the breezeway and smoking is still going back in their house when their doors open
Yes.
and going through the air conditioner and the vents. So there's got to be, there just can't be no smoking in the breezeways if you're going to get away from secondhand
So
smoke.
although it was an improvement, there's still some consequences.
Yeah, it was a big improvement on the little girl's health.
It takes steps to get towards where we want to be. So designated areas probably around the complex, 25 feet away from the buildings, making sure that smoke doesn't drift back into the complexes or into the ventilation is something that we need.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
So what do you guys think the community can do as a whole to protect tenants in Calaveras County?
I'd really appreciate if they'd make policies and stand behind them.
Definitely. Create an ordinance, a county ordinance, in a way that it protects everyone.
Yeah, that would be really nice. If they if they want this to be a really nice community, which it is not bad, but with the secondhand smoke, it's horrible.
But it can be improved.
It could be much improved, and the health of the children would be much better, and the health of the people would be much better, and the county would have to spend less money on health
And it could
costs.
change the incoming generations after generation after generation.
Yeah.
So thank you both very, very much for telling me your experiences and your opinions about the topic of secondhand smoke in your complex. Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
you're welcome, and we appreciate somebody that's
Yeah.
caring
Mhm.
that we do go through this,
Thank you.
and it needs to change.
So hello, I'm Quinn Fowler, and I'm here with Carlos today. He's a manager of one of the apartments in Calaveras County. So Carlos, a recent study has shown the American Lung Association survey of tenants showed that 64% of Calaveras tenants wanted smoking regulated in outdoor common areas such as stairwells, barbecue areas, etc. And 54% of Calaveras tenants want smoke-free indoor units. How do these findings affect you, and what do you think about them?
I think those statistics are great. The shifting of the perception of how these policies are coming to Calaveras, I think it's going to have a positive impact on the community as a whole. And I was just reading not too long ago that, for instance, 90% of the people who die of lung cancer is due to smoking, and that includes second-hand smoking. The other thing is that I think for a lot of women that might not be aware of this is there are more women that are dying from lung cancer than breast cancer. Those are numbers that to me, it just blows my mind. So back to the question, I think it's a great policy, and I think that is, once again, the people in the community are changing the perception of how we should attack this issue.
Definitely. Thank you. Thanks. So, what do you see as the main challenge for a manager who wants to restrict secondhand smoke?
We are creatures of habits. I think that especially in this community, people feel that if we are implementing new policies, especially where they live, they are very resistant to that idea. But if we do a small step on how to educate them properly,
Exactly.
and showing them how this affects them on day-to-day basis, I think we can make a great change in Calaveras County.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. How it affects them personally and also the community itself.
Exactly.
Would you support a local county-wide ordinance that protects all tenants in Calaveras County from secondhand smoke and where they live?
Definitely. Once again, it's something that it needs to be done in a very concise through education programs and make them aware of how that will affect in a positive way the way they live. Another thing, as a manager, I can tell you that when we have smokers living in one of our apartments, the smokes, number one, the smokes can go to the tenant that is living next door because the walls, ventilation, it all absorbs the smoke. And when we try to put an apartment ready to be ready for rent, I had to spend almost twice the amount of money to renovate it because so we have to paint, change the carpet, things that sometimes shampoo in the carpet would be sufficient in some instances, but when we have smokers, we have to change things.
And that's getting rid of the third-hand smoke, which gets stuck in the walls, the plumbing, the ground, the clothing, everything else that goes in the building.
So those are issues that we have to tackle, and to me, it will save me a great deal of money by having this policy be implemented in the county.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, Carlos.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dean Kaleda, Health Officer for Calaveras County. It's my responsibility to protect the health of all of those who live in our community. The harmful effects of secondhand cigarette smoke are undisputed in the scientific literature. It's a toxin. It harms and can kill those who are exposed to it, including the elderly, young infants, or those who may be frail due to having chronic health problems. We must protect the health of all of those in our community who choose not to smoke. Living in a multi-unit housing complex can place those at risk who choose not to smoke. Tenants who live in multi-unit housing can be exposed to secondhand smoke as it gets through the windows, vents, walls, plumbing, and outlets. We are all responsible to make this change. When any of our residents are harmed by the behavior of others, the community as a whole must act. No one's at risk of losing their home if actions and restrictions are put into place. If no actions are made, then those who are at risk of secondhand smoke exposure can lose their lives and their health. Join me and the people you met today in this video to take action, and together we can make Calaveras a beautiful place to live, work, and play. Thank you.